Imagine doing stupid exercises like these on pillows to do your upper chest, right? Working out in a way where, you know, you could dash the weights if anyone walks in and hopefully they don't notice you're doing it. And then putting the weights down, then going on your phone and searching up what's the most optimal exercise to train your upper chest. Doesn't that sound a bit counterintuitive? Well, that was me about a few years ago at 15 and 16 years of age. You know, I was scared to go to a gym and had to put up with pretty poor workouts at home, but then was still worrying and neurotically thinking, what's the best exercise for your upper chest? How do I over-optimize and overcomplicate my routine? And it just goes to show how easy it is to fall into that trap. I want to teach you today the opposite. The way that actually got me the gains that I've got today, and it drastically changed my physique and made my physique insane, which was simplifying my routine and making the game of bodybuilding super simple. So I'm not only going to teach you how to do that today, but I'm also going to teach you the skills that you need necessary to be able to resist the temptations of being able to switch, flip-flop from routine to routine. I have not changed my routine for years. I think I've had 3 workout routines in the 4 years that I've been training. 3, right? Which is ridiculous. Most people have 3 workout routines in the first week, right? I've had 3 in 4 years because I have the skill to stick to something and know when it works. And I'm going to teach you that skill today because I attribute the majority of my success to that one skill. So let's simplify the game of bodybuilding today so you can actually make some decent fucking gains. I was basically just embarrassed in my own fitness journey. And not only did I have to constantly think about training in a certain position so that if my parents walk in, I could dash the weights and look like I'm playing on my video games, as if that's any better. I had to think about optimizing my training. Should I do this exercise or that exercise? How long should I be resting for? Is this workout routine enough? Am I going gym enough days a week? All these different things are running through my mind, and I've seen this through and through and through so many different people. And their mindset always is, am I doing it right? And if they're unsure of whether they're doing it all right or not, they won't go because they'll question their own progress. Is it worth it? Am I doing it right? Am I going to get the results I want to get? And if they don't know, they're not going to continue to do it because they're like, oh, what's the point in all this if I don't even know if I'm going to get anything good out of it? You know, so I'm here to provide you the information today that is going to make you so confident in your progress. I'm going to give you all the quick little knowledge tips that you need to be able to just stick with for years and years in your fitness journey. And no more questioning whether you're making progress or not. No more worrying whether you're going to get the end result you want. As long as you follow the advice I give you today, that makes the game of bodybuilding super simple. I guarantee you'll get the result you want eventually. Notice how I'm not saying it in a year, in 18 months, because that's unrealistic and that's not going to work for everyone. But you're going to reach that goal eventually. Right? Which is insane, bro. Absolutely insane. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the training. So, I want you to, as you go through this video, have a pen, have a piece of paper down with you, because I'm going to be reading off like generic advice about the gym, super quick, that you have to stick to for, honestly, at least a year to the rest of your fitness journey. These things are things that you question a lot in your workout. You know, should I be doing this? Should I be doing X or Y or Z? And I want to just give you quick answers that I think are going to be the best for you as a beginner, that you just have to write down, remember, and never change ever again. You don't have to constantly think about, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? Because I'll answer all them questions for you today and you just need to follow them. So, you want to enjoyment max for your training. So instead of optimizing for the best workout, the best routine, the best exercise, you want to enjoyment max instead of science max, right? Because most people, when they go into the gym, are thinking, I have to have the best exercises, the best workout routine so I can get the best results and look insane. Right, I understand that. But what you don't understand is that you don't have the consistency or the knowledge to be able to, for that to work, for that logic to work. Because one, if you're over optimizing, you've not even proven to yourself that you can be consistent, so you're over optimizing for effectively nothing, because you can optimize and then just not go, so you're doing it for no reason. Two, you can use optimization as a thing of procrastination. So you can be like, yeah, I'm going to go gym, but first I need to figure out what exercise to do. And then you just don't go that day. Oh, I need to go gym the next day, but first I need to figure out how long I should rest for, so you don't go that day. And you use it as a coping mechanism for procrastination, and then you eventually never go. And 3, even if you do come up with an answer and incorporate it, which is very, very rare for most beginners, it probably is wrong. You're not at that point of the knowledge or the intellect to be able to tell yourself, yeah, this is optimal, I know what this is. I've seen one Instagram reel, no studies, no other reels, no other people's information, no other people's opinions, that is correct. And shock horror, it's not, right? So you don't have the knowledge, the consistency, or you're going to use it as procrastination. That's the problem with over-optimizing as a beginner. So I want you to enjoyment max instead. Pick the exercises, pick the routine that you're going to find most enjoyable, that works for you, because this allows you to be as consistent as possible. It reduces all the friction in whether you should go or not, because you actually want to go. You're actually motivated to go. It's more frictionless and easier for you to go than it is not to go. And that is the key. That is a secret to consistency. Everyone talks about discipline over motivation, but you don't have any discipline at this point in time. Otherwise you'll already be going to the gym for a few years. You know, most people don't understand that they're not at the level where they can just tap into the discipline whenever they want. That's an extremely, extremely difficult skill. And plus, wouldn't you already rather want to go to the gym instead of every day it's a grind to go, but you go anyway? And yeah, you make great progress, fine, that's respectable. Wouldn't you just rather wake up and have a smile on your face and be buzzing to go? Because that's how I live and I love it. Yeah, I have days where I don't want to go, but I still have to grit through. Understood. You have to, it's necessary to have discipline. That's why everyone says this, because it's definitely necessary, and I 100% agree. But wouldn't you rather 50% instead of 25% of your workouts just wanting to go? You know? That's a more enjoyable experience, so you would strive for that. So pick exercises you enjoy. Pick workout routines you enjoy. Pick days of the week that you enjoy going, you know, all these different things. Enjoyment max. Use pre-workout, buy sick clothes, use good exercises, go with a training partner. All these different things can increase your enjoyment in the gym, and that's going to make you as consistent as possible. And as we know, consistency is the foundation, the legs for you to stand on, so you can make advanced decisions in the future. In the future, when you're more knowledgeable, when you've proven to yourself that you can be consistent and disciplined, then you can start optimizing in the future. But for now, I guarantee you're going to see the best and quickest progress if you just enjoy it and focus on being consistent. Obviously, still train with good form. We have form guides in my first link in the description for my course to build your top 1% physique. So I obviously recommend good form. Don't ego lift. Don't put on weights that are too heavy. All the generic advice, perfectly fine. I'm not saying to train like a dick. All I'm saying is enjoyment max as well. And don't go too far in the other one where it's like millimeter inch perfect. This rep has to be perfect. 10-second eccentric. You know, you don't have to do all that. The best progress that you're going to see is through you enjoying the workout. So make sure that you do. And then now this is the bit where we need our pen and piece of paper. I'll give you a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. You've got your pen, you've got your piece of paper down. Now, these are all the questions that you ask yourself that I'm going to give quick fire answers to. I'll also put it up on screen as well, so that you don't have to consistently question whether you're doing things right. So, how many days a week should I go? Again, completely up to the person. My workout routines down in the description provide anywhere from 2 to 6 times a week, actually 1 to 6 times a week. So it's whatever works for the person. But if I was just going to give a really quick answer to what it would work, so for most beginners, 3 days a week is absolutely perfect. If you can build your way up to 6 days a week, again, 3 or 6 is ideal if I'm just talking face value. But I think for most beginners, trying to build up that consistency with 3 days a week is perfect. So 3 days a week. What split should I do? Now, any split, again, literally following my advice I've just given, is whatever you enjoy, whatever you can imagine enjoying. But if I was going to give you a split, it would either be upper lower full body or push pull legs or Arnold split. Any of those 3 would work perfectly, right? Just remember to pick exercises that you enjoy. How many sets should I do per exercise? And should I train till failure? Sorry, bro. This cold is getting the better of me. You should do 2 sets per exercise on every single exercise and train till failure every single time. It's super, super important that you understand that where failure is, so you can then begin to train really, really effectively down the line. And also training to failure is probably one of the most important factors in muscle growth, having high intensity. So 2 sets per exercise, train to failure. How much rest should I have between sets? 4 to 5 minutes for compound exercises, 3 to 4 minutes for isolation exercises. So what that quickly means is compounds are exercises like bench press, squats, RDLs that use multiple muscles at the same time. Like bench press uses chest, shoulders and triceps at the same time. You use heavy weight with compounds, so you obviously need to rest more. Then for isolation exercises, these are things like biceps and bicep curls, and tricep extensions that really focus on isolating one muscle at a time, and it's particularly a small muscle group, so you're obviously using less energy, so you can rest a little bit faster and recover faster from that. So again, 3 to 4 minutes for isolation, 4 to 5 minutes for compounds. Now, what rep ranges should I do, or should I do 8 times 12, or what? How many reps should I do, right? So I recommend a rep range of anywhere between 6 to 10 or 8 to 12. And what that means is you're going to pick a weight that you can do for the lower bit of that rep range. So if your rep range is roughly 6 to 10, then you're going to pick a weight that you can do for 6 or 7 reps. And then you're going to try and build up the reps over the weeks and weeks and weeks. And then once you hit the 10 weeks, once you hit the 10 reps or the top of your rep range, if yours is 8 to 12, for example, then you're going to up the weight. That's how I want you to navigate your training, rather than just doing 12 reps of 20 kg and then eventually it feels a little bit lighter, so we go up. Instead of doing all of that and not actually push until failure, because I guarantee that when you do that sort of training, you can actually do 13 or 14 reps, but you stop just because you've hit the novelty of 12 reps, right? So you want to train in the rep ranges. 6 to 10 rep ranges are quite good. 8 to 12 rep ranges are also quite good as well. So that's the 2 rep ranges that I suggest, and that's how I suggest that you should train as well. So hopefully you've wrote them down. That's exactly how you're going to train. I guarantee that you were asking questions about most of them things. So I've answered them for you. Now the secret is just to stick with it. Don't change this for a year. Don't change this for 2 years, right? That's going to be the place where you build so much progress. Because now, instead of thinking, oh, should I do this or should I do that? I've just answered them for you. You just pick things that you enjoy. And all you've got to do now is focus on getting stronger in those movements within the rep ranges that we talked about. That's all you've got to do. And now you can put so much more of your energy and like thought into intentions in the workout, having a reason to like improve, and all these different things that are going to drastically improve your fitness journey, rather than just thinking, should I do that exercise or that exercise? So just stick to them things for at least a year, and I guarantee you're going to see the best progress ever. Now you can actually put your mind and... what's that word, bro? It's just absolutely gone from my mind. Intellect. That wasn't the word that I wanted, but you could put more of your energy, mental energy, into other things that are more important, rather than, oh, should I do bench press or flat press or dumbbell press? Right. The second thing that I'm going to talk about is diet. So again, we want the same goal. Make decisions today that we can then not change for years or months and months and months, so I can make progress. So you need to decide your calorie goal and macronutrient goal first. I've made so many videos on how exactly to do this, but basically just decide whether you're bulking or cutting, and then whatever your maintenance calories is, which you can find using the calorie calculator app, which should be on screen. Then add 5-10% of that above for bulking, or take away that for cutting. So around 200 to 300 calories above or below is for bulking or cutting. Then track your weight, see if you're losing weight or gaining weight, and then adjust whenever you need. I've got more videos in more depth across my channel if you want to do that. Then once you've found that, you need to find out your macronutrient goals. So how much do you weigh in pounds is going to be very important here, because for protein, anywhere from 0.8 grams to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight is going to be very, very good, because it's a massive, large range that is going to allow for protein synthesis. So whatever your body weight is, I know my body weight in kilos, I'm 80 kilos, so I times that by 2.2 to get my body weight in pounds, which is probably about 175 pounds. Then I would times that by 0.8 to get my lower range of protein, times that by 1.2 to get my higher range of protein, and then anywhere between that protein range is going to be very, very good for you to stay in. This is so much better than having a fixed specific number of protein or grams of protein to get in a day, because then you're worrying about, oh, do I go a bit over, do I go a bit under? If you just hit this very, very large range, I guarantee you'll be completely fine. And then you want 0.5 grams of fat per pound of body weight. So like I said, my body weight is around 175 pounds. I would half that, and that's how many grams of fat I should have in a day. Simple, easy. Then I just fill the rest in with carbs. Now you want to find a way that you can achieve this. How do I get these calorie and macronutrient goals? And what you do is you make an ingredient list. Again, I made so many videos on this. Make an ingredient list of purely whole foods, 20, 30 ingredients that are accessible to you and you can cook, and that also can make many meals very, very easily. Right, so you'll write down, right, for meats, I'll have chicken, steak, but I can't think, lamb. And then for vegetables, I'll have, fucking vegetables, probably like peas or whatever. And for carbs, I'll have sweet potatoes and rice, and I'll have eggs here and eggs there. And then once you've got your list of 20 to 30 ingredients, then you want to make an example meal list. So meal 1, breakfast at 8 a.m, I'll have this, this and this. So I'll have eggs, toast and cheese. Then at 2 p.m, I'll have chicken and rice. 300 grams of chicken, 1 cup of brown rice. Then for 6 p.m, I'll have 800 grams of spaghetti bolognese. Like, you need to make meal lists that you can make every single day that are not only accessible to you, but you can cook as well, because you're a muppet. Because if you don't have these two things met, you're going to think, yeah, I'm going to eat steak and sweet potato and eggs, I'm going to put it on a wooden chopping board, I'm going to be absolutely fine. And then it comes round to it, you can't cook a steak, you have no sweet potato in your house, you don't know where your eggs have gone, you don't even have a wooden chopping board, you have a plastic one, loser, and then you go up to it and it's like, oh, I can't make that now, I just grab whatever's easy, and everything that's always easy is super bad for you. So you have to make sure they're accessible to you and you can cook them as well. So once you have your example meal lists that you'll have every single point of the day, you just need to play around with how much portion size you should have so you can hit your calories and hit your macronutrient goals on MyFitnessPal. Again, I have another video telling you exactly how you're able to do that. But once you've got that, just eat that every single day, right? So for me, I need 3,100 calories to go on a slight lean bulk, and I need around 150 to 190 grams of protein per day. And obviously I need about 90 grams of fat, 85 grams of fat-ish. And then the rest with carbs. So in the morning, I'll have 6 eggs, 4 toast with butter and a bit of cheese, like 30 grams of cheese. Then around 2 p.m, I'll have 300 grams of chicken breast and 1 cup of brown rice. Then around 6 p.m, I'll have 800 grams of spaghetti bolognese, or typically maybe a pasta or something like that. And in the evening, I'll have either a few more eggs or oats or maybe some fruit. And that will get me to enough calories, enough protein, enough fat, and enough carbs for the day. And then all I do is eat that every single day. I've made the decision to, when did I make this decision? 8 months ago. And I've just ate the same things every single day. And you can make them slightly different so you don't get bored and all that sort of stuff. I guarantee it's maintainable because I have maintained it myself. So again, it's the same with the training, it's the same with the diet. Make decisions today that you can continue to not have to think about for the rest of your, for the foreseeable future. Sorry, bro, we're coughing again. Bro, this cold is getting on my wick. Now, the third thing is simplicity. So, like we've said, make all decisions today for 1 hour. It'll take you 1 hour to make all these decisions, and then you have to not think about it for at least a year. All this progress comes from being secure in having a constant. When you're constantly flip-flopping, should I do this, should I do that? No, I'm going to eat eggs in the morning. No, I'm not going to eat eggs, I'm going to eat steak in the morning. Oh, actually fasting is very important, so I'm going to fast in the morning, not even have breakfast, even though I'm on a bulk. Flip-flopping and changing the way that you do things so frequently is the key route to why you make no progress. You put in some of your energy here, and some of your energy there, and some of your energy over there, and some of your energy way, way back over there. You're dispersing your energy in so many different directions that you're actually going nowhere forward. If you just locate all of your energy into one decision that you can just stick to for years and years and years, you're going to streamline your progress and actually make so much distance compared to the people that are dispersing their energy in so many different directions. So that's the key. Decide today, like we've gone through today, whether that's the training, whether that's the diet, whether that is whatever other factor you can think about, right? You decide that today and you stick to it for as long as you possibly can. I guarantee that you're going to make so much streamlined progress compared to the person that's like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then a week later, oh, I'm not going to do bench press anymore because it's not actually optimal for your chest, I'm going to do dumbbell press. Oh, I'm not going to do dumbbell press a week later because then I found this really good machine that I can use. Then you use this machine and you realise, oh, I've already maxed it out and I need a gym pin, I don't have a gym pin, so I'm going to go back to dumbbell press. And you just flip-flopping from here to there, you're not actually progressively overloading in one constant movement. You're going to see nowhere near as much progress as someone who just stuck with the bench press, even though it's technically less optimal, and just focused on getting better results. Because that person who doesn't have to think about what exercise they've got to do will then instead think about having intention, having somewhere to improve, making sure their form's great, and all this sort of stuff. That's going to skyrocket their gains. And then not only that, but you have so much more mental clarity and mental energy to put into other things, that like me giving advice to you, or maybe you're struggling with your cardio, so you have to mentally invest into how you're going to get better at your cardio and stuff like that. Like, the key to progress and making the bodybuilding game simple is just making decisions today that you can stick with for months and months and months. And usually it takes so many trials and tribulations to be able to understand those decisions, but I've just given you them all for free today. So without further ado, we give more advice on my paid product, first link in the description, so you can build you a top 1% physique in your age category. I think it's an insane program, one of the best things I've ever made. It has anywhere from form guides to exercise selections to countless workout routines that you can download in one click. It's half the price of Ultimate Edition of FIFA, so if you want to play around with your free little icon on FIFA, fine, or you can, for the half price, build the best physique that you've ever dreamed of. Then the second link in the description is my personal Instagram. My DMs are open on there if you're free to ask me any questions that you want. If there's a question that I've not answered in this video today, or you just have a question in general that's really specific, shoot me a DM on Instagram over there and I guarantee I'll respond. I guarantee that I'll answer the question for you. It'll put more trust in me and the advice that I give, then it definitely works. Right? So, without further ado, boys, enjoy your session and I'll see you later.